Would you care to update us what is the status of this case before the ICC?
So the status of the case at present, Your Honor, would be it's at the investigation stage. Bale po, yung sa atin po kasi ang kilala natin ay preliminary investigation. And there are two questions. One, what is the crime committed? And second, who is the perpetrator? Sa ICC po, sa preliminary examination, ang tinalakay na ay meron bang crimes against humanity na ginawa sa Pilipinas? Meron. Kaya nasa second stage na po tayo, who is most responsible or who are most responsible for these crimes against humanity. The ICC is in the process of determining these people so that they can issue either summons or warrants of arrest before trial can begin.
You mentioned a while ago that it was already determined that there is a crime against humanity. And you are referring to the war on drugs.
Yes,
Your Honor. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. The ICC opened the investigation upon the request of the Office of the Prosecutor, approving the request because they believe that there is reasonable basis to believe that crimes against humanity were committed in the Philippines within the scope of November 2011 to about June 2016, murders and other inhumane acts which happened in Davao City, and from July 2016 to March 2019 nationwide. So that is the scope of the investigation, temporal and geographic.
Part of your statement earlier, you mentioned that we charge him as liable for heinous crimes. Heinous crimes. He is liable for conspiracy because of the institution of a state policy to neutralize whomever he identified as so-called enemies of the state under the guise of anti-criminality.
Yes,
Would you care to explain and expound this statement?
Your Honor, actually part of that is derived, in fact, from ICC documents, both from the OTP or the Office of the Prosecutor request to open the investigation and the decision agreeing to such. This conspiracy says that the killings were premeditated murders. Ang lumalabas po, kung magre-refer po ako sa sinabi kanina ng isa pong resource person, si Senator Trillanes, the war on drugs was a ruse. Nabanggit ko rin po na hindi naman naging quote-unquote talagang gera, kundi naging massacre ng mahihirap. Ang kinalabasan po, gagawa ng kumbaga enemy. Ang kalaban daw ay droga at under that, mag-ooperasyon. Sa ilalim ng mga operasyon, nagkaroon po ng planting of evidence, fabrication of evidence para mabuo yung itsura na parang may nangyayari sa war on drugs. Pero po sa totoo, ito po ay mga patayan na talagang isinagawa para lang iswak doon sa operations. Kung ididikit ko din po doon sa dati na nating na bulatlat, pati po mga politically motivated crimes or politically motivated murders, dito na rin ipinasok sa quote-unquote war on drugs.
Earlier, we had a discussion that it was mentioned that guilt is personal. And as a lawyer, I understand that if we go about with the provisions of the revised penal code, Title 2, which refers to the persons who are criminal liable for felonies, yung Article 16 ng sinasabi doon, yung mga principal, accomplices, and accessories. And yung Article 17, sinasabi po doon yung tatlong klase ng principals. Principal by direct participation, principal by inducement, and principal by indispensable cooperation. Yung principal by direct participation, that is what we are referring to guilt, which is personal. And you mentioned a while ago that you are charging the former president because of the conspiracy. And also, he is liable as principal by inducement or principal by indispensable cooperation. Would you care to expound and explain this, Attorney Conti?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Chair, I would like to just clarify also that when you say guilt is personal, it doesn't mean that you have to be on site you don't have to be the one who pulled the trigger. When you say guilt is personal, it means that you participated in some way or another in the commission of the crime.
I've seen one of your interviews in the television, and yet you are hopeful that before the 2024 ends, the warrant of arrest will be issued by the International Criminal Court. Inaasahan niyo po ba talaga na lumabas bago matapos ang taon ngayon?
Well, yes, Your Honor. But of course, there are processes with the ICC that are out of our control.
Mr. Chair, I just would like to share and inform everyone that earlier today, the Executive Secretary, former Chief Justice Lucas Bersamin, stated that if the former president desires to surrender himself to the jurisdiction of the ICC, the government will neither object to it nor move to block the fulfillment of his desire. Can we ask the reaction or the comment of the lawyers of the victims?
It would be nice to do that, sir, but they do not have any
I think, Mr. Chair, if there's a question with regards to the ICC, the interpretation of the statement of the Executive Secretary is that if the ICC will issue a warrant of arrest and the Interpol is going to execute the warrant of arrest, the Philippine government, the Marcos administration, will not object to it and will allow the serving of the search warrant against President Duterte or whoever is the subject of such search warrant, Mr. Chair.
Yes, I fully agree, Attorney Colmenares. And in fact, that is what is stated in the second paragraph of the statement issued by the Executive Secretary, which I quote, but if the ICC refers the process to Interpol, which may then transmit a red notice to the Philippine authorities, the government will feel obliged to consider the red notice as a request to be honored, in which case the domestic law enforcement agencies shall be bound to accord full cooperation to Interpol pursuant to established protocols. So before I would elicit your comment or reaction, Mr. Chair, I would like to ask the comment of our former President Duterte about this issuance of the Executive Secretary.
I'm happy with the narration of whatever it says there is. Ang problema, walang jurisdiction. Bigyan mo muna ako ng jurisdiction before anything else. Before you move, jurisdiction muna. May jurisdiction ba sila?
Okay, Mr. Chair, I would like to ask the lawyers from
Yes.
the NUPL or probably Attorney Jokno can also explain.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The ICC has jurisdiction. When we signed the Rome Statute, it was stated there, Article 127, that the ICC continues to have jurisdiction even if a country has withdrawn, if the proceedings have been instituted before the effectivity of the withdrawal. So 2017, na-file ang kaso originally, and then 2018, ito namang sa Rise Up Mga Pamilya, effectively March of 2019 ang withdrawal ng Pilipinas. So it has been, it has jurisdiction under Article 127. Bakit nilagay sa ICC yon? Kasi Mr. Chair, pag wala yon sa ICC, ang gagawin na lang ng mga presidente at mga prime minister, pag may kaso sila sa ICC, magwi-withdraw lang sila, wala nang mangyayari. Pero nilagay ng ICC yun na pag nasimulan na ang investigasyon, bago maging effective ang withdrawal mo, the ICC has jurisdiction. Last point na lang, Mr. Chair. Pag pumirma tayo ng kontrata, we subtract something from our sovereignty. When we sign the protocols with the Interpol na pag may siniserve kayo dito na warrant of arrest, susundin namin yan. That's part of our giving up our, a part of our sovereignty doon sa ganyang klase na obligasyon. The same din sa ICC. At hindi maganda, Mr. Chair, na pag sakali hindi i-fulfill ng Philippine government ang pinirmahan niya sa Rome Statute many years ago, ang sabihin ng international community, hindi pala kayo mapagkatiwalaan eh. Pirma kayo ng pirma ng kontrata, pero pag-alanganin na o treaty, pag-alanganin na atras kayo. So it is also to the interest of the Philippine government na i-fulfill ang obligasyon sa ICC precisely because we have committed ourselves to do our obligation. So, in any case, Mr. Chair, the ICC has jurisdiction and we are supposedly bound dapat to implement that jurisdiction, Mr. Chair.